Hi, I'm Matt from Tubby Tarot. Welcome to my channel. I need us to get with it. We need to get with it now. We need to stop thinking about the way things were in the past. Every generation is the same. We all think, every generation thinks that their generation had it better than the generation that we're living in now. But I think it's time to give up those old antiquated ideas and let's get with the program. Let's start moving forward. Stop living in the past. The past is great. The past is a wonderful place to go and reminisce and remember and look back on fondly. We generally look back on our past fondly, generally. The past is a place we can go to learn, look at the mistakes we've made and hopefully have learnt from. That's the past. But stop dwelling in the past. Let's stop living in the past. Let's stop saying, the 80s were the only time that everything was like, 80s were the best, or the 70s were the only era to live in, or disco. Some of you might even say, the sort of late 50s, early 60s were the best era. Stop it, just stop it. Let's move forward. Let's start listening to the new music. Okay, a lot of it is crap. I mean, seriously, a lot of the new music is crap. And a lot of the new music sounds the same. Well, I don't know the difference between a Justin Bieber song and a fucking, I don't know, whatever. They all sound the same to me. I always get Ariana Grande and that other one, I always forget her name, Dua Lipa. I always get the two of them mixed up, okay? But I'm listening to today's music. I'm not listening to, not only listening to like Creedence Clearwater Revival, not that there's anything wrong with them, but do you understand where I'm coming from? Let's move forward, guys. Let's listen to Nicki Minaj. Yeah, she swears a lot, but let's get into that funky groove, man. Let's read the modern books. Let's not only, and I'm so sorry I am saying this because, and I am guilty of this, I'm 100% guilty of this because I tend to not want to read modern literature. I like my Agathas and my old stuff and my Victorian stuff. But let's expand a bit. Let's read something new. I just finished reading a book called House of Leaves, and it's a mindfuck of a book. So let's watch modern movies. Let's not only watch our favorite type. Let's not only watch 1980s horror like I tend to do. Let's watch a modern movie. Let's watch a modern film, that whichever genre that we're into. If you're into rom-coms, let's watch one, from the like 2 years ago instead of watching one from the 60s. Let's just move forward. I'm so tired of in my life especially, looking back and sitting on the couch and thinking, oh, if only I had made this choice, or wow, my days then were so cool. Everybody, when you get older, your youth looks cool. Okay, it doesn't matter if you were like one of the fucking railway children. Your youth looks cool in retrospect. Things look better in retrospect. Okay. But I'm just so tired of everyone going like, oh, my day things were so much better. I get it with my dad all the time. My father's 80. I see a lot of him because I work for him. He's my boss. And we meet 3 times a week. And every time it's the same thing. It's, hark back to the past. No, let's move forward. And even he has made progress. He can use WhatsApp. I'm amazed because he's the kind of person who can't even open an email. And yet he's learned how to use WhatsApp. Very basically, he can't voice note and stuff, but very basic, he can send pictures, he knows what emojis are. He communicates with all of us kids via WhatsApp, which is fantastic for a man of 80 years old. Now, what's stopping us from doing that? What's stopping us from moving into the future? I'm very, very excited about the future. I want to live probably forever, but I'd like to live for the next 100 years. Because I want to see what happens technologically. I want to see where we go from cell phones. Cell phones are already becoming I don't really know how to say it. Like in the old days when we had the first cell phone was this thing, well, the first recognizable cell phone was this thing. Motorola had this like little flip phone, which was awesome, but we had the little Nokia 3310. And we were like so excited because it had like a little black and white screen, and then eventually it came out, you could take a picture of it. You couldn't see what the picture was. It was like grainy, and it was, but wow, we had a phone with a camera. That's technology, man. That's awesome. I'm looking at videos where they're showing it, and these are actual things that exist. They're showing prototypes of contact lenses that you put in, and it's like having your computer screen in front of you, and you can blink and you can switch it off, and you blink and you can, it's all this like technology right on your eyeball. I found that amazing. I think that's incredible. I listen to music now. Okay, having said listen, I listen to modern music. A lot of the modern music today is sampled from 80s stuff, so I recognize the tune. Just they've changed one or two of the little bits and pieces in the songs. So for me, it's like, oh my God, Nicki Minaj just sampled, Jungle Boy by whoever. Okay, so that for me is very exciting. But I love the music today. I love the modern. There's a trend at the moment to make modern horror movies that look like they were made in the 70s and 80s. So they look retro, but they're not. They're made like in 2022. And I love those movies. I think they're hysterical because they are so not like the original movies from the 80s that it's quite fun to watch. But that is progress. That's kind of, I call that retro progress, where they've taken something from way back when and kind of redone it today. Okay, so it's retro progress, but it's progress. And I'm so excited about moving forward. Yes, there is a time and a place for reminiscence. Of course there is. But I'm not the kind of person that will haul out his big box of family photos and sit there for an hour going over stuff, shedding a little tear for Snooky, who was the family dog and died 12 and a half years ago, 15 years ago. I'm just not that kind of person, and I don't know if I think that has a lot to do with it, your personality type. If you are the kind of person who is slightly more reticent, slightly more averse to change and to challenges, then you're going to find moving forward very, very difficult. I embrace change. I love it. I'm quite happy. I look forward to moving forward. Does that make sense? Of course it does. I want to inspire you to move forward and to look forward to going forward in your life. So many times, so many people look backwards and they try to predict, or they try to create a future that is like their past, because perhaps in their past they were content. Okay, they got into this rut. They were content to be the certain way, but now with technology, you're finding it more and more difficult to recreate or stay in that comfort zone. Technology, I think today's modern world pushes us so far out of our comfort zones, and it creates this. It's going to do one of two things for you. It's either going to make you really excited or really fearful. Okay, and I'm one of those people. I'm just really excited. I'm not afraid of technology. I don't care if the frickin' I don't know, what do they call it? The singularity. Is it called the singularity, or what's it called? When robots take over from us, start thinking more than us. Anyway, I don't care about that. As long as I'm there, as long as I'm part of it, Unfortunately, I probably am not going to be. As I said, I'd love to live eternally to see how things progress, or at least for another 100 years. But it saddens me when I do think about it, to think that there's so much that I'm going to miss out on in the future. But I can still push forward. I can still drive myself forward. I can still have an open mind to not getting stuck behind, not getting left behind. I think we all need to embrace change. We need to embrace the future of technology, the future of tarot reading, the future of books, the future of cars, and just everything that is just moving so much faster nowadays, and you've got to really be quick to keep up. And that, I think, is what I like to focus on. I like to see, like, okay, today I've seen this. Oh, look, they've taken it further. I like to be a part of this forward movement of humanity. I like to be part of this positive energy that is just moving forward. But we're not just moving like that. We're moving, I don't know if you can see me on the trip, but we're moving like that. So here's the 80s, and now we're going like that, not just forward, and I find that incredibly interesting as well, because not only are we making progress in steps, we're making progress that makes progress, if you see where I'm going with this. So the progress that is being made creates more progress, and it's just this huge thing. Can you see I'm really excited about this? I could speak about this for a long time, because I find it very intriguing, the way my mind works when I think about this. But I won't bore you anymore. Think about it. Tell me what you think down below. Are you excited and fully committed to like getting in there and just moving forward, getting with the times, embracing change, embracing the technology that we have? Or are you still one of those people that kind of fear it? Either you don't, you want to sort of stay in the past and you still look back at the good old days. And that's from Tubby Tarot. I'll see you on the flip side. Hi, thanks for watching my video. Don't forget to go and like and subscribe and check out some more of my videos in my playlists.